Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Redbird Replay. This is Scott Kerker along with Corey Nelson and Colton Kaler on the sideline. Tonight, the Redbirds take on a very, Cole, what would you call it? Thin East Peoria football team tonight. Metamora comes in at 2-0. East Peoria comes in at 0-2. Metamora has been getting a little bit better each and every week, excuse me, and right now they're starting to play some pretty good football. Defensively, they've been outstanding. In a few minutes, we'll talk to Metamora offensive coordinator Nick Dolinsky, but yeah, they've really started to play well.
They really have, and the defense has really been able to answer the call at any point this week, and especially last week. I mean, they could not have stepped up at any bigger time than that. And, you know, the offense, they played a really good team last week in LaSalle, Peru. You saw the offense able to get things going a little bit. Saw a lot of early mistakes in that Week 1 win, but I would expect all cylinders to be firing this week against East Peoria.
Like it's bursting the speakers.
Yeah, this is, yeah.
You know, I don't know, you know, if people still read the Journal-Star nowadays.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate what the discredit they put on Metamora this week. And I don't know if they're thinking East Peoria is not as bad, but 35-15 is a little disrespectful in my opinion.
Yeah. So, you know, I don't know. I think Metamora will come out tonight. They'll kind of flex their muscles a little bit. Why don't we take this time to talk to the Redbird offensive coordinator? Well, here we are once again with Metamora offensive coordinator Nick Dolinsky. Coach, you know, we only scored 14 points last week, but I thought it was a really good game. I thought offensively we played pretty well, and we're getting better too.
Well, I think LaSalle Peru gave us a little different challenge than what Notre Dame did. They were much bigger up front than what Notre Dame gave us, and I thought we did a good job of moving the ball inside the 20s. Just couldn't find a way to finish off a couple drives that changes that game. You know, we had an opportunity on our first drive. We just don't connect on the touchdown pass, and then you know we get a fourth down stop on a good play by their backside defensive end. And but things we could fix as the game went on. And you know, we do have a pretty special thing between Connor and Solomon when it comes to breakdown time. And you know, we're never going to apologize for scoring touchdowns, and we're never going to apologize for big plays because scrambling is part of the game. Anybody that watches Green Bay Packers know that Aaron Rodgers is off task as much as he is on.
Right.
So we just got to make sure we're taking advantage of what our guys do best. And, you know, when 6 is looking for 7, you know, some good things have happened for us.
Yeah, the other night was a prime example of that.
Yep.
Tonight, another challenge a little bit. You bring in an East Peoria team that's a little down this year. So it might be a little tougher to get kids up, but you know, it's never been the case before. We've always played well in these types of games.
Well, the thing is, and we don't talk about who our opponent is each week. It's about making sure you take care of your own business and take care of your little things. Take care of the football, make sure we're executing drives to move. Right now, our biggest struggle offensively has been third down. I think we were about 25% on the first 2 weeks of moving drives. And some of that's been us. Some of that's been really good defense we've seen, but we've had a couple drops on third down. We've had a missed assignment on third down, and we had a big discussion this week about how those are the plays that extend drives. And, you know, we've only run 92 offensive plays. I think we're 45 versus Notre Dame, 47 versus LP. And some of that has been LP's defense and Notre Dame's defense, but part of that has been us. Not extending drives when we had opportunities to. So our opponent, you know, our focus this week was converting third downs. And the thing is, we felt pretty comfortable or manageable for the most part, our third down situations. And then we still haven't been able to pick it up on fourth down. So that was our discussion this week. It's about on us. And, you know, East Peoria's got a bunch of kids that battle. I mean, you got to give them credit for what they continue to do. They come out and they battle, and their kids play hard. And their coach is trying to build a culture and a mentality that, you know, you never back down and you fight on every play. And we got to match that.
You know, you come into this game 2-0. You start your Mid-Atlantic Conference here tonight. I believe it's been, 41 years for the Mid-Atlantic Conference this year?
If you say so.
I think it is.
I mean, you're much better. You and Kerker, or you and Willard know all kinds of weird numbers and stats and years, but I know we're one of the most stable conferences in the state of Illinois, and we have been for a long time. So, you know, we're just going to start off our next one and try to keep continuing what we have been doing in the conference, which is giving us a chance to battle, you know, for a conference championship.
I know you're on the offensive side of the ball, but you got to be happy with what your defense has done.
Coach Grebs and Coach Herring, Coach Elbert, Coach Cass have got those guys playing really well. You know, and they've really done a good job of adapting like we try to do. We try to have a system, but sometimes your kids fit better in other spots. And they've done a real good job of working to make sure that we're putting Garrett Taylor and the Minert brothers and TJ and Ryan Kanar and Big Ben in positions that are beneficial for them to succeed, which then fits into the whole team philosophy. So I think that's been the biggest thing, is they are putting their kids in the best spot. Like, greatest example of that was Sam Ohl week 1. He's a corner, but really we played him as a strong safety, and he was the guy that made about 4 or 5 huge plays and huge tackles because we're putting him in a spot to be successful. And our kids have bought in. I mean, every once in a while you got to change it up. If you got a 6'5" receiver, you might have to go with a bigger corner, and everybody's in on everybody's back and picking each other up and knowing what's going on and why we're making those changes. So I think those are the things that are positive that we've taken the first 2 weeks. We've played a lot of people. Everybody's buying into the role, but they're really aggressive up front. I think Gabe and Michael have played really, really well the last 2 weeks. And Ben,
Minor brothers, yes.
And Ben and Nate Johnston and anybody else that's been going in at nose has done a good job of just anchoring in there enough to let those two make plays and the people behind them. So when you put Ben out there and Nate Johnston and Owen, and those are big bodies, and they demand a double team quite frequently, and that frees up a lot of other guys.
And the other thing you notice too is no matter who you've put in there, you've had that first week, you had some guys that came down with some cramps. You had Ethan Petrie that got, had a little ding with his ankle. Mm-hmm. Then you had Garrett Taylor with some cramps, and you were able to put in a Cam Davis who came in and scored a touchdown for you and looked good in the backfield. Yeah,
I mean, we've got parts. I mean, I think everybody understands what their role is, and that at any time they're up. And, it's one of the mottos that we've used for the last 5-6 years is next play. And, you got to be on the sideline ready for the next play because you never know when your number is going to be called. And we spend a lot of time positively thinking about, even if first play went bad or the next play, we got to move on to that next play to get ready because, we can't do anything about the ones that have already happened. So we have to go get the next one. And I think these kids have really bought, and some of these guys have been here since freshmen, really since we've been hammering on that, I think mentally that puts them in a position to not dwell on anything and trigger that and snap it into the next play. So we talk about it offensively frequently, next play in the huddle, next play. Guys are talking to each other, after something goes bad, they're not bickering. They're going to conversate about what happened. Was it a 3 technique that we missed, or did I make the wrong call? And then they're talking about, all right, well, next play we got it. Next play we got it. So I think that's a mentality that we've really grasped and culture-wise has been huge for us, and that's how you see a Cam Davis jump in there. Tonight it might be an Aiden Rice that jumps in there. These guys have all stepped in and made plays. I mean, Aiden Rice jumps in at Mike linebacker towards the end of that Notre Dame game in crunch time and gets involved in the play. So
he got a fumble recovery too.
Those are all things. Yeah, he recovered the onside. That's a senior that's put his time in, had a terrible injury as a sophomore he's recovered, and it's just taken him a while for him to get the strength back. But he's a kid that's all in, and that's what we got. We got a bunch of kids that are all in, and they care about each other, and that's really what our job is as coaches, is to produce that culture and make sure that everybody understands that we care about you and we care about each other, and that leads to success.
It's nice to be 2-0.
Without a doubt. Winning's always better than losing.
Coach, good luck tonight and bring home a W.
We'll do our best.
Welcome back to Malone Field as Metamora comes onto the field.
No one does it better than us, Kerker. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, you're right about that. This pregame is pretty. It's a pretty solid intro for Metamora to come onto the field like that. It's well, Colton, crowd's starting to fill in a little bit. I'm sure a lot of people still thought this was a 7:30 ball game.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of people that think it's a 7:30 game, but a decent crowd for kind of who we're playing tonight. Again, it's still a conference game. You don't want to discredit them too much, but as we'll talk later at the end of the first quarter in our history lesson tonight, it ain't going to be close.
Yeah, when you look at some of these things that Alex Staub has kind of put together for us, it's not looking good for East Peoria. It's going to be a beautiful night too. This is about as nice a night. This is the nicest night we've had so far.
Oh, it is absolutely gorgeous down here tonight. Nice little breeze, not too hot. Perfect down here tonight.
Yeah, this is going to be awfully nice. Metamora, I believe, won the toss. They'll receive.
Any rhyme or reason you think as to why we're receiving? Are we trying to set the tone here early and put up some points on the board? Or
Yeah, I think so. I think that's one of the things that Nick Dolinsky talked about was getting the team a little bit better on their third down conversions. We're at about 25%, and that's just, as Nick said, it's not good enough right now for Metamora. But we're getting better at those things right now.
Yeah, we definitely are. And I think tonight, as I mentioned, is a great night for our offense to try and get healthy.
Well,
good evening, gentlemen.
Yes.
Great night at Malone.
Yes.
Little winded running up those bleachers.
Back deep from Metamora. As East Peoria kicks off, and
Schwartz.
No,
that's old. Go with the ball.
Yep, and what a great return. He'll get up about the 49-yard line.
You'll see him at safety this evening. A switch from DB to safety. Great spot for him.
That's just a great return. Just took it and got what we could get.
Yes.
As the Redbird offense comes onto the field, Connor Willerton been playing very, very well tonight, or this season so far.
Out there at receiver with Schwartz. Connor's doing great. He's confident.
Petrie at fullback. And he's been kind of the bell cow for Metamora so far.
Yes, he has.
In the run game.
Hartnett down here. He's wide open. And
Touch!
Hartnett.
Yeah, it's going to be a touchdown, the first play of the game. Touchdown, Hartnett.
Touchdown, Metamora.
One snap, one throw, and a touchdown.
Wow.
It's a way to start off a football game.
Yep. Boy, almost streaking down the sidelines. He was wide open, like a Dan Poplet, wide open.
Well, we're bringing Dan into the conversation this evening.
Sure, talk to me.
Come on down here, Dan. Well, Scott, good seeing you again, buddy, and
just 14
seconds.
A
great night of football.
14 seconds into the ball game, the Redbirds up 6-0.
That reminds me of probably a Scott Kerker catch.
So we'll go for 2.
3 receivers. Schwartz going. And he's in.
And he takes it in easily.
Easily.
Yeah, that's 8-0 Redbirds. We have them pretty spread out right now. And we've only played 2 offensive plays.
Yes. I see if we get up on this game, Scott, this is the fun side. I mean, because when you're a second, third teamer, when you have a great starting first team, you're always waiting your opportunity, and tonight's the night, right? Get in the varsity game.
Well, you know what we used to say when we were sophomores at Metamora back in the early 80s, 1980, score, score, score. We want to see some sophomores.
True. And you know what's exciting? Keeps kids going in the program.
Yeah.
They get out here on Friday night.
Boy, what a beautiful pass from Connor Willerton.
Metamora lines up for kickoff. Number 4, Davis. Is that 4? I can't. 41, okay.
Down to about the 13-yard line.
Too many yards.
At about the 41-yard line. That was the one thing they were really good at last week in the, they said in the films, was watching.
Yes, number 1 he did have a return.
Gabe Ziegler-Harris, only a junior.
One play, 51 yards.
Again,
last night. So you got TJ in at linebacker. Garrett Taylor, number 11, linebacker. Hartnett down here, man-on-man, DB.
17.
Wallace chasing.
And I think he's maybe going to get a yard out of that.
Great job defense. Bogdan, number 17, out there again tonight. Same defensive set as last week against LP. What a game, right, last week. Luke Ufile's out there this evening.
A little bit taller.
Yes, he is. He's put some weight on, too. Number 13. He didn't start last week.
Wallace?
No, Ufile. Number 13,
yeah,
our safety.
yeah,
They switched their safeties.
Yes. Got a little more height in there.
90's coming in. That is Nate
Bartman. 6 foot defensive back.
He replaced Ole.
Brings up a 3rd and about 9 for the Raiders.
Kept him out with height. Moved around low. It's a passing down, 3rd down. Nothing.
Oh.
They lost a yard.
Yeah, it's going to be tough treading. And he lost, you're right, he lost about a yard. That'll make a 4th and a long 9. It'll send...
Did East Peoria get new tops? I think they look like our old Metamora.
Well, they might have, but it's been a while.
Hartnett, Schwartz back. Going towards Hartnett.
Nice job. Is that Hartnett?
That's Hartnett. 35-yard line.
That's only, what, a 23, 24-yard punt?
Yes, sir. Let's see if we can let's see how many plays takes us to score here, Scott. 2.
That's
hey, I'm confident in our offense.
Yeah.
We're Metamora, but I'm kidding, of course.
Not really.
No. And he's going. He's still going.
And he gets shoved out of bounds in Raider territory down to about the 32-yard line.
How many yards was that on?
33-yard
carry
for Petrie, and he just gets shoved out of bounds.
Ran the clock. There's no way any part of his body hit the ground before he went out of bounds.
Metamora will have it 1st and 10.
It's all right. Got some good yardage.
That's a good yard. That's a 1st down pickup on and that is classified as a pass.
How was your week, Scott?
It's been great.
Great one.
It's been a great week.
I was up here at 7 a.m. this morning waiting for you for breakfast. I've been sitting up here all day.
And I don't believe you're lying either. 2nd and about 3 yards for the Redbirds.
It's a beautiful night. A lot cooler in the press box, too.
Oh, boy.
It was a hot one.
It was
a scorcher that first week.
It was triple digits.
Oh, he probably comes through people's
300.
TVs. It was hot. Ooh. Good. He's scrambling. He's got him.
That's Dalton Shuda with the reception down inside
Wide
the 10.
Open. He's deadly. He scrambles when he's out of the pocket.
Yeah.
And
that was a nice pass and wide open.
Connor does a great job.
Dalton Shuda found him wide open in the flats and got it inside the 10 down to about the 7-yard line where it's 1st and goal for the Redbirds. 8:35 to go here in this first quarter. Redbirds up already 8-0.
That's a great play. Garrett.
Touchdown, Metamora.
They didn't barely touch him.
Nope. That's a nice cut inside. He found that hole.
Great job. Got to run hard. Hit the hole, Garrett. And he did.
Yep.
That bang-bang combo.
So 14-0, and that'll send the Redbird offense back onto the field.
The one thing, Scott, I noticed too is with Connor, how confident.
Oh.
That's huge. Just relaxed back there. Look at that. That's a great pass.
Yep.
Just good feet. Just look at him. That's great to see out of your QB1.
Hartnett with his second reception of the evening. That's good for 2 points. Redbirds go up 16-0. Out of batteries.
How you doing, Dan?
It's in there somewhere.
Interesting. You know, the last meeting between us and the Raiders here is one of the highest scoring meetings in series history, Scott.
Yeah, because
Metamora 56, East Peoria 23, combining for 79 points. And that was last September, on September 2019.
Because there's all the games we've played against East Peoria right there.
Yeah. And some of this information, thank you, Alex, for providing. He's biased this evening, but on the board.
Oh man, it goes out of bounds. But man, we were an eyelash away from recovering that.
I'll tell you what, Alex did a great job.
Yeah, it's amazing.
This is great. We could talk about this all night.
Find it? Find it? No. It's probably in that.
We are ranked 10th currently in 5A. East St. Louis ranked 1.
Right. They did petition up, and they will get notified on Monday.
To 7A?
To 6A.
Okay. That's what I thought.
That's an incomplete pass. He passed it forward.
Rochester 2. Fenwick's got 3. Providence Catholic 4. Marion 5.
Mascuda
6. Peoria High 7. Sycamore 8. Morris 9. And then Metamora and Glenbard South both at 10.
What was the penalty?
Hmm.
15-yard penalty, bump the ball to the 50-yard line.
First down, 16-0, 8-17 left. Great job, D-line.
Oh, yeah.
I don't even know. There's 6 of them on them.
Yeah.
I see TJ getting up.
Minor.
Minor, of course. Did a great job last game, too.
Yeah, the 2 Minor brothers have just been a ton.
Oh. Tell you what, it was great catching up with Jim Matson down on the sideline. Scott, before the game. Another. TJ got right on that with Minor right behind him.
Yep. Brings up a third.
These boys are athletic and fast.
Yeah.
And long.
And they have a great nose to the ball. I mean,
it's not one hit. Once somebody's getting, there's already another Redbird on them. Well, we've got some great defensive coaches.
Yep.
Jeff Herring.
And Grebner both.
Well, Coach Grebner, he's the CEO of the whole program, but he's a defensive mind. Oh, look at this. That's a flag.
Yeah, they're going to call grounding.
Was that Bogdan on him?
Even 17. Though 24 was standing right there.
Yeah. What are the most? Here's a trivia question. What are the most points Metamora's ever scored in a quarter? Do I have Scott Kerker here?
I'm going to go with up in 2007 against Riverside Brookfield. We scored 35. Well, 41. 41-0 at the end of the first quarter.
Alex, you said 35?
It was 41 against Riverside Brookfield.
What? In one quarter?
2007.
Wow. That was close, Alex.
And we missed a couple extra points. And we fumbled on our first possession. That was some offensive. So East Peoria will kick
real high. They might block this. It's coming back.
That's a Roger Ramley punt. Wow. I was a freshman.
But here's the thing: in these kind of games, you have to stay. It's
Stay
tough. It's
focused.
tough because you have to stay focused.
Yes.
Because you're on film, and tomorrow's film day, and coaches are watching.
When I was a freshman, Roger Ramley, one of the best athletes in Metamora High School, best athletes in our class, 6'3", 205 as a freshman, guard. He was also the
Freshman?
punter. Yeah, good dunk. He was a tremendous athlete. He was also our punter. And he had a negative like 10, 15-yard punt against whoever we were playing that night.
Wonder if that's a Metamora record.
Oh, it has to be.
There's a pass to Ole. Ole cuts out.
Is there a flag out there?
No. 3 yards.
3-yard catch. 6:30 to go, first quarter. Redbirds up 16-0.
Nice crowd tonight.
You know, it started to fill in pretty nicely.
It did. He wasn't moving, was he?
No,
Brings up third down.
Brings up a third and about 3 for the Redbirds. Nice run by Petrie.
Rochester last week going up playing that team.
Loyola Academy.
Correct.
An 8A school.
Yes. Then I hear that down on the field this evening that they tried to play Peoria High and Peoria High declined. Did you know that? Did you know that?
Rochester did?
No.
Loyola Academy, yes.
And Peoria High said no, so Rochester picked it up.
And so instead they played Wheaton St.
And they're
Francis.
playing SHG tonight.
Yes.
Illinois has their quarterback coming in as a receiver. Correct.
Hank Beatty from Rochester. Okay. Yeah, he's going as an athlete, and he is one whale of it. He started down there since his freshman year. Mm-hmm. That'll give the Redbirds a first down at the East Peoria 31-yard line. 5:18 to go, first quarter. Yeah, he's a really, really good athlete.
They have a heck of a man leading the charge for Illinois and around the Midwest, right?
Brett Bielema.
Recruiting.
Oh, Pat Ryan.
There you go.
Oh, that's a pretty nice tackle, though.
Yeah, he had to go low on him, and he's still down. He's one of their impact. Is that number one?
Yeah, he's one of
the impact players, if not the best, I believe.
Petrie didn't try to sidestep him. He didn't try to run around him.
He's not going to.
He just lowered the head and picked up 9 yards on that pass.
You're in front of me. I'm going to run you over.
So the last
go ahead.
That first touchdown, our last 3 touchdowns had all come via the pass.
Mm-hmm. He's wide open. First down.
It was already, it is first down, yeah.
We saw, because we're sitting up here, but he probably didn't see Sam cutting through.
Yeah, he had a couple guys.
That was fine. That's a safe throw. First down, get the first down. It's fine. Again, similar to our offense last spring, ended up 3-1 last spring, tying for the Mid-Illini Conference. Scott?
Yep, it was.
We have 980 this year enrollment. That's what enrollment is.
That's actually last year's enrollment. You go by
but they're using it for this year football.
Oh, that's going to be
He's going to get in.
Touchdown, Metamora.
Touchdown, Metamora. Flag on the field. Ethan Petrie.
That's a late flag, and I'm not sure what they're going to call. Because he didn't really touch anybody. They're going to call that on East Peoria, I think.
Okay. Scott, I got a question for you. Trivia.
Okay.
If we win this, what will this be our winning total? Metamora football. Total victories.
532?
Come on, you cheated.
No, I didn't. I knew that. Come on, push me.
All right. I'll bring some at you during the game.
Wait for a signal.
Personal foul, Metamora.
Personal foul calling against Metamora.
Did I miss something here, Scott? I'm not seeing it.
The screen's blank.
It has to be during live play.
Did you catch the personal foul, Kerker?
Not live play. I didn't, and I don't know what they're calling. I think they're calling it after the touchdown, so. Yeah, that's the extra point. Yeah, that's the touchdown counts.
Correct.
Conversion it's in. Conversion attempt, no good from Metamora. He did the carry.
I'll tell you what, he was in.
Yeah, I thought he was too.
Yeah.
That ball was across easily.
All right, Scott. I'm getting ready here to set
All right, let me
up.
ask you this.
Coach Helmick. How many seasons did he coach?
Some 74 to 82. So it'd be 6.
Jared. I didn't hear what he said he was.
9.
Yes. And do you know his total?
I think he had
Record.
81 wins.
82 wins, 16 losses, 1 tie.
Yeah, tied against Morton.
And 1 state title.
Yeah, 2 second-place
Oh,
finishes.
excuse.
My senior year was his final year.
We're going trivia tonight.
Okay,
Scott's
all right,
like-
let me ask you one.
No, Scott, you pulled it. Yeah, I flipped Scott's paper over, and he looks at me like, all right, whatever. I'm not cheating.
Up here, it's long term.
Yeah.
So they took it on the kickoff.
The personal foul was assessed on Metamora for excessive blocking.
What?
There was a block down here from Big Ben where he put a kid on the ground, and apparently they decided since it was East Peoria that they were going to throw the flag, is what the official just said.
Wow.
I'm not going to let them come over here. Well, I guess because their fans are over there.
So kick went out of bounds.
Yes.
22-0, 3:39 left, first quarter.
Oh, they're going to make us kick it all over again?
Yeah.
Wow. So they're going to go back to the 20 because that's a 5-yard penalty.
Two's got a cast on his left arm.
Yeah.
So I believe this is their entire fresh, soft, junior, senior
Yes.
group. Okay.
So Metamora will kick off from the 20. 3:39.
Come on, kickoff team. Get to it. Get that ball. They're going to get the ball.
So East Peoria will have their best field possession of the evening. They'll start it at the 44-yard, 42-yard.
I'll tell you what, Sam Oll had that ball right there. Sam Oll had that ball.
And they gave it to East Peoria.
And they gave it to East Peoria.
You can't, you know what? It doesn't matter.
Sam Oll caught that ball on his way down. Ripped it out of the East Peoria kid's hand.
Colton's right there, too, to see it.
The flag on the personal foul came from the middle of the field. The referee on the sideline said he was good, but got overruled on a guy in the middle of the field instead of the referee right here.
What do you think of that spot there, Scott? Ooh. That's a little... He didn't get that much, did he?
No.
The side judge over here said if it was a play against Washington, they're not throwing the flag. But here against East Peoria, they decided to throw the flag.
You can't.
Okay.
Yeah. And 4 receivers there. We'll see. False start. Left guard.
Yeah,
moving.
He moved early. So I'm moving back to the 39.
Yeah. Legal shift.
It was.
No, I'm looking right at it. I wasn't going to say anything, but quarterback 7-0. Garrett Taylor in on that one.
Yeah.
He's still got good job.
They played both, or well, they played Streeter pretty tough, losing 14-12, and then I believe they got beat like 42-14 last week to East Moline.
Mm-hmm.
Brings up a 3rd and about 15 yards for the Red Raiders.
We'll have to get updates. Colton, do you have other scores? I know it's only 7:30 now, but as the night goes, you can update us probably. I don't even know who's playing who in the rest of the conference.
Oh, nice job.
Ooh, he had a decent run there.
Yeah, he did.
24 did. He was cutting back. That tackle there at the
very end.
Who was that? Was that Fit?
Minor again. So that brings up a 4th and about 11 for the Red Raiders.
Week 3, Mid-Illini schedule. East Peoria at Metamora, of course. Dunlap at Pekin. Morton at Canton. Limestone at Washington.
That Pekin-Dunlap game is intriguing.
It's going to Pekin-Dunlap, I agree.
Yeah, Corey, you hit all the matchups there, and obviously with it only being 7:28, we've got no other scores around the Mid-Illini.
They're all getting ready to kick off. We're ending our first quarter. 22-0.
1:13 to go.
I would assume that's what most teams are probably going to do this year when they play East Peoria, is the one game at 7 o'clock.
Yeah.
Why not get the night over?
Let's talk about this next week. JV freshman against Limestone. Now here's the thing: our freshman team did not play a freshman game. They went last night and won against Normal West. Big win, Coach Kurt Bryant. Great win, Scott. JV played Monday. They beat LaSalle Peru. Great game on our side. We beat them big.
28-18.
I think we could have put more up.
Yeah.
By no means am I trying to jump the gun here, but Metamora has East Peoria this week, which would move them to 3-0.
Correct.
Limestone next week to move them to 4-0. And then we got to win one more game to be in the playoffs, and they still have Canton to finish off the year.
Okay, we have. Yes. We should be. Next 2 weeks, and then we get into Morton or Dunlap at home, and then we go to Morton, Pekin at home, then away at Washington, away at Canton. I don't know how Canton's playing. How are they playing, Scott?
They've been kind of up and down. I believe they're 0-2.
They are 0-2. They had a decent outing that first week. I think whoever they played
Mohammed Seymour.
Mohammed Seymour, they pulled away late in that one. Last week, I think they struggled a little bit. And, you know, I really think it's going to come down to us and Pekin. I think Washington's having a slight down year. You know, they played a really good team in Kankakee last week as well. So you can't discount that.
No, you can't.
But Dunlap's having a down year. You know, Morton, I don't think Seth Glatz is all he's kind of talked up to be, but I could be wrong.
Go, Garrett.
Go, Garrett. Go.
Turn it on.
Oh,
first down.
Pretty nice play. Picks up about 15 yards, 14 yards on the pass play. They had angles on him.
Yes, they did. He juked. That was a good move.
East Peoria has a player down.
Down in the Big 12. I mean, to get that win for a freshman against Normal West, that was nice. Now, next week, Scott, we have – so what's going on? Well, there's no JV game, okay?
Monday versus Eureka here at 6.
Monday at Eureka here at 6.
Monday versus Eureka here at 6.
JV.
JV.
What are our freshmen doing? Playing Limestone freshmen?
I think so.
Okay.
South JV plays next week. They play here against Peoria Central.
He's got focus.
Oh, that's a pretty
good play. 24.
That's a great play by 24.
Yeah. He's running decent, and he's a player.
Yeah, that was a nice play by East Peoria. Second and 10 for the Redbird offense. 24 seconds to go here in this first quarter.
Peoria High's at Danville tonight.
And that could be a
Normal West at Champaign Central, Richwoods at Normal Community, Bloomington at Peoria Manual, and Champaign Central at Edwardsville.
Yeah, there's nothing really exciting there.
No, but there is Rochester SHG.
Yep.
What's your prediction on that one? He's going Petrie. Good run.
Ooh, boy, he got through that hole in a hurry, man.
He did. He's deceptively fast.
That'll probably be the last play of this first quarter. Let's take this time to thank our sponsors. City Blue Technology, Angie Powers at Keller Williams Premier Realty, Michael's Italian Feast, Germantown Bar and Grill, Kevin Kyle at Edward Jones, Martin Signs, Commerce Bank, Metamora McDonald's, Heartland Bank, Metamora IGA, Snyder Village, Goodfield State Bank, Logoware, Zobrist Insurance and Benefits, Mason Funeral Home, Metamora Fields Golf Club, Black and Brown Attorneys.
At MTCO digiMAX, we work hard to give our community the best value in internet, TV, and voice. But the big network conglomerates we have to pay for TV content don't share our community values. Every year, they demand higher and higher fees and force us to pay for channels few people watch. We hope you'll understand we're doing our best to keep our costs down and your rates low. Visit tvonmyside.com to learn more about these unfair charges.
108 yards passing first quarter. What is the record, Scott?
Well, I think the first half record. First half record would be the 280 yards that Tommy Hall threw against Rock Island in 2018.
We had a heck of a receiving core that year.
Yep. And that night we made good catch after highlight reel catch after highlight reel catch.
We had number 1, 2, and 3 weren't our receivers numbers. 1, 2. Who was 2? That was
Jack Moore.
3, 3 close to my heart.
Yeah,
John Nelson and John Gatton, number 1. Bang, bang, bang. Ryan Vogel got in there. He was a receiver a little bit.
He made a great catch that night. So the Redbirds will have it first and 10 at the East Peoria 16-yard line.
Look how quick he is, and he's still settling his feet. He's going to break, and he's still wanting to throw.
He's got room.
He's going to go. That a boy.
Wow.
He is extremely quick.
That was a pretty good effort there.
He ran a lot of yardage.
He ran about 75 yards to pick up about 8.
There it is.
Well, that was Alex Staub-like quickness.
Alex Staub?
Yeah.
On the level.
Yeah. The nimble Alex Staub.
I will give him credit. He does a lot of the girls softball, basketball games. Alex, ICC, what else?
A little bit of everything.
So bring up a second and about 1. Actually picked up about 9 yards.
Garrett
Taylor
for the touchdown.
just walks in.
That's big time.
Ryan Cannell with a huge block at the end.
You know what I like about this, Scott? What are you seeing? I'll tell you what I'm seeing. I'm seeing a confident
team,
phenomenally coached team. That these boys are a great group anyway, because I've talked to some of them. And when you're watching them, just because they're playing this other, East Peoria team, they're doing their jobs.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They're taking it serious. That's big time right there. Good.
That's a nice job.
29-0, Scott. 10:58.
Ryan Morgan with the extra point. That was a nice job there.
Good job, Ryan. The importance of special teams.
Oh,
it's
man.
so very, very important in football.
29
I'm sure you and I can talk about games where it changed the games. Good for us and bad for us.
Won us the state title.
Yes,
Brendan Van Meegen.
2007.
Yeah.
Get the ball back.
He kicked the
in your
field
head,
goal.
and you were looking straight down.
Did
you watch it? Honestly,
I did watch it. I peeked up. I was feeling pretty ill at that time.
Oh, you were probably ready to.
Boy, 09 was a great night because we were able to relax and just enjoy a blowout. In 09.
09, a Geneseo game. Yeah. That was.
We were able to jump on them early.
You want to talk about effort. Remember that play? Burke runs the running back down.
Yep,
was that first quarter or second?
Yep. And then they missed a field goal, and then it was all.
And it changed that game. Danny Burke. We're gonna get the ball, Scott. We have the ball.
We got the ball.
We have the ball.
Wow, that's just hustle. That has nothing to do with more than
That's
hustle.
what I'm saying right there.
Who is that?
That's great stuff.
Luke Ufile with the recovery.
That a boy.
But there's
the
a
initial
couple
hit. I don't know who the initial hit was.
I couldn't tell either.
But see, right there, they're hustling.
Yeah, exactly.
Effort. You don't. Those Metamora, what coach say? The accelerated Metamora floodgates. Remember that speech he gave?
Oh yeah.
That was before the Geneseo game, wasn't it?
Just turn on that Metamora throttle. So Metamora will come onto the field.
One of these days, somebody's going to tape Coach Grabs.
Oh yeah.
He's going. Cut out. Great job. Look at that.
Oh, man. I don't think he got a...
He didn't get touched.
Didn't get touched. There was this great downfield blocking.
That was great.
Man, if that wasn't Dan Poplin, I don't know who that was.
Coach D's got the offense engaged, locked in, dominating. Right?
Was that Solomon Schwartz?
What do you mean, Solomon? That was our quarterback.
Yeah, they picked up some great blocks, and one of them was Solomon Schwartz. Yeah, it was.
I thought you meant he was running.
No,
I thought you were
Solomon
losing it.
Schwartz with.
Just like last week. I thought Schwartz intercepted the ball, Scott.
36-0, Corey. Hey, you know what? We got to wish Daryl Galandri a happy birthday today.
Absolutely. Is it Daryl's birthday?
Today, yeah. It's his 37th anniversary of his 30th birthday.
37 today, Daryl Galandri.
67.
One of the best accountants around. The best, he says. Okay. Give him a call today.
Street and Smith had him at number 4.
He's ranked 4th.
Well, I know we got a lot of dead air probably to fill tonight, so let's go ahead with the history lesson. Okay, if we're all right with that?
Let's roll.
Obviously, huge help from Alex here today, kind of giving us our history lesson. I'm just the one that gets to deliver it to the folks at home. As I mentioned in the, Kerker and I talked in the pregame, this one's pretty. Metamora all-time record over East Peoria, 34-3 record. The total points, Metamora 1,567, East Peoria 365. So if you do a points per game average, it's about Metamora 42.4 and East Peoria 9.9.
That's not going to get it
That's
done.
a good kickoff. That's good kickoff cover. Who's in charge of kickoff?
That's Sam
Is that
Elbert.
Elbert? Coach Elbert? Special teams. Oh, by the way, projection, PJ Starr.
35-15.
15, us beating East Peoria 35-15.
Yeah.
Yeah, I understand that you maybe not want to disparage East Peoria too much in the Journal-Star, but come on.
So what else you got for us, Colton?
The
go ahead.
current streak, Metamora has won the last 27 consecutive meetings. The last Raider win was all Raider wins have came in East Peoria. The last one in 1993, the Raiders won 21-20, so a 1-point game there.
Wow.
Obviously, as we mentioned, this one's probably not going to be in East Peoria's favor here tonight again either.
We have somebody down here.
For East Peoria. Is that a leg cramp?
That's an
He's
arm
holding
hold.
his knee.
Or knee?
65 here, yep.
Right knee.
Ooh. Ouch. Pretty good run by the East Peoria quarterback there.
The largest victory between the two, Metamora 75-0 in 2007.
Yep.
And I heard that, Kerker, you got a pretty interesting story about that one.
We'll tell
He
that
does.
one maybe.
Did you
in
tell
third quarter.
Colton that one?
Yeah, I told him the other night. We'll tell that one maybe at halftime.
All right.
So another 2002 77-7 Metamora. I mean, I'm just, you look at 2015, 62-21, 2016, 49-6. I think Corey mentioned in 2019, East Peoria actually put up some points, but Metamora about doubled them. So really didn't help them out.
I don't like to see any kid holding the knee.
No.
Hopefully he'll be all right.
He's having trouble putting weight on it.
Maybe it is a cramp. I'm hoping.
Yeah, I don't know if he'd be walking like that, though, man. 10:25 to go here in this second quarter. Redbirds up 36-0.
We do have on the coaching staff Dakota Dorr and Preston Butner, both great players here.
Preston Butner will always be remembered as being
Rochester.
the main guy to make the stop against Sean Robinson against Rochester when they went for 2 in 09.
And won the game right down here.
Yep. Never seen Pat. He pulled a hammy. Pat Ryan pulled a hammy. He jumped. Well, he didn't jump very high. But
he pulled a hamstring?
Yeah.
Running out or what?
Yeah, it took a while for him to get up these bleachers.
That would have been a tough one, but he sucked it up and came up and did the interview.
And that'll be the first down for East Peoria that they've gotten. They got one by penalty, but that'll be their first down that they've gotten. Yeah,
Ryan Kennard again.
He had trouble getting up the bleachers that day. It took him a little while. I thought for sure he'd pull some weight and get an elevator on this set of bleachers, but
at some point.
But he didn't.
Needed it that day, huh?
Another quick fact, and it'll kind of conclude tonight's history lesson. And this kind of refers back to last week a little bit. Kerker gave this to me last night. The last time Metamora won a game without a rushing touchdown.
1977.
1977 with Pat Ryan as quarterback.
You told me that story too.
3-2, I believe, was that
3-2.
final
We
score.
beat Wheaton North, which is now, I believe, Wheaton Warrensville South.
Good game then.
Yeah. Russ
Tough
Klein. Doug Rickert kicked a field goal, and with about a minute 30 to go in the ball game, Russ Klein came in to punt. They didn't put on a rush because they were going to set up a return, and Russ Klein ran around the back of the end zone, ran off about 35 seconds, and we won the game 3-2. Brings up a 2nd and 9 for East Peoria. Oh, and I tell you what, Garrett Taylor did a great job. He wanted to roll out, and he forced him back inside, and the defense came in and got him.
Everybody's doing their jobs.
Carson Irvin on the tackle.
Rotating Brought in number 90 again.
Brings up a 3rd and about 12 for the Raiders. Just under 9 minutes to go.
Nate
8:52.
Bartman in again with a passing 3rd down.
Well,
4th and 3.
Yeah, he picked up about 9 yards. I think they're going to go for it.
Agree. They're not going
Besides the last play, it looks like
17 out, Bogdan on that.
What was that, Colton?
I said besides the last play, it looks like they're finding a little bit of success with the quarterback keeper, kind of the fake pass and run.
Yeah, and a lot of that has to do with, I mean, you're up 36-0. And you still got 8 minutes to go in the first half.
Well, keep playing hard, boys.
Any chance we put up more of a 75-0?
Could happen. It could happen. Could happen. That's it. We're going to get the ball back.
Yeah, they got back to the line of scrimmage, and that's when we said no.
There we go.
So the Redbirds will take over in East Peoria territory. They're going to be about a yard short of a first down. Our defense has been fantastic this year on 4th downs.
This could be, we could put 70 up. Because our second teamers
are pretty solid.
Arnett's going to come in too at QB.
Him or Rhodes.
The sophomore?
Yeah.
Is he down there somewhere?
I think he is. Nick Rhodes, number 18, yeah.
No.
Connor Willerton comes back out at quarterback.
Starters in the game.
They'll play the first half.
Yes. Spreading them out. Juke. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Looking in.
That's the first time we've had a 2nd down and 10 tonight.
Yes.
Around the middle line, peaking up 7-0 over Dunlap in the first quarter. No score for Washington Limestone or Morton and Canton.
Well, they scored quick then, Colton. Pekin did.
Yeah, it doesn't take long.
I think Pekin's going to run away with that one tonight against Dunlap. Dunlap is just Coach Cazalet said on the Wednesday walkthrough on ESPN with Joey Wright and Larry Larson, two the Clutch Sports guys, that this year they've had a lot of skill players, guys that have, the Mangiris of the world and Pogue, and they've had a lot of those guys. And this year,
the ones at ISU, their safety, remember him?
Benny Hoff.
Yep. And this year they're more big, and they've got guys up front that can, put on a show, and they really are kind of lacking at that skill position. So Dunlap's a little flipped this year, and they might struggle a little bit.
I don't think they can throw, can they?
A little bit. They got a pretty decent quarterback.
Burke.
I still contend that Luke Benioff is the best player to not wear a black helmet.
Oh, he was phenomenal. That year he didn't play against Washington either, remember? He had to sit some games.
Oh, there goes Connor.
Yeah. I believe. Remember the Dunlap game?
Well, I think that was his junior year.
16, yeah. He had to sit some games. But
in
he's
17.
At Illinois State now.
Yeah. First down, Redbirds. Nice job by Connor Willerton. A nice drive by the Redbirds here with about 6:30 to go here in this first half.
Get one more in here.
Metamora up 36-0.
Go.
And Connor's going to probably get back to the line of scrimmage.
Shoota's in. Shoota came in.
Yeah, they've got two tight ends in now.
Yes. Hartnett came off. Shoota's in. I think Taylor came off.
Yeah, and Petrie back's in.
They got two tight ends?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Actually, they had one because they're throwing it out to Schwartz.
Schwartz will take it down to about the 25. That's a pickup of about 8 yards. Brings up a 3rd and short.
Down here.
Nice student section.
It is. The USA getting the flags going. I love it. Don't let those flags touch the ground. You got time.
Plenty of time here. Just right at 5 minutes to go here in this first half. Redbirds up 36-0.
All right, boys.
So to bring up a 4th and about 9.
Sure, Coach Greb isn't happy about that snap.
No, but if that's the only thing he's got to worry about in this first half.
Hey, everything.
He's up a 4th and 8 for the Redbird offense.
What's up? He's back. He's got him. He's there.
Oh, man.
He's going to go. First down.
He had a lineman out there, but he just outran the lineman.
And he can catch.
First down, Redbirds.
Alex, you're going to cover me at halftime?
Yeah. Did we say is it Kate Grayson? Do we know that? Grayson. Like fruit or whatever it is.
TJ's in the slot. Split out. Ole. Hartnett down here. And Garrett Taylor in. 1st and 10. Go. Run.
Oh, look at that. Oh, it's going to be... he's going to have a first down, Corey. He's going to have a first down inside the...
Yes, it is.
By the 2-yard line.
They gave him the first, didn't they? First down.
Yeah.
First down. You have stats.
1st and 10, Redbirds. Just over 3 minutes to go.
Back is fullback. Double tight. Get in.
Touchdown. Metamora.
Great blocking, not even touched. Oh, boy. 42-0, 2:58 left. We could get the ball back.
If we can use our timeouts.
Think you will?
No.
I'm kidding. Get this in, kid. Yeah, there you go.
So it's 42-0 with just under 3 minutes to go.
Having fun, Scott?
Oh, this is fun. This is fun. We're going to have some fun
so
here
nice.
coming up.
Yes, we are.
The next few weeks.
Talking about Colton. Talking about Mid-Atlantic matchups. Again, anytime we play Washington, they're coming, we're coming. It's a battle, right?
Exactly. And
you know what
sport,
I mean?
It doesn't really matter. And,
It doesn't. Anytime we play, it doesn't matter records, anything.
I feel as, Metamora in general, it seems nowadays we're that school that kind of has that target on our back. Everyone's going to bring their best.
Always has been.
Unfortunately tonight, East Peoria doesn't have a best, I guess you could say.
No.
It's got to be demoralizing as a player for East Peoria to just have to go through. I wouldn't say have to go through this, but I mean, I can't fathom, going through this.
Neither can I. And then when they play Limestone, that should be a good matchup.
Yeah, East Peoria Limestone should be a good matchup for those two teams. Yeah, unfortunately, I think Limestone's kind of headed in the direction that East Peoria is at right now, and it's unfortunate.
They are. They don't have the players.
I wonder what the Mid Illini is going to do if they're going to end up dropping those two teams.
We've talked about it. Scott and I have. I don't.
Who do you pick up?
Scott?
Who do you pick up? That's my question.
Or you pick up LaSalle, Peru, and Galesburg.
Yeah.
Well, unfortunately, those are still two pretty far drives. You know, you get better athletically.
But Galesburg wouldn't be any. Or, you know, it would take about the same amount of time as going to Canton.
Because you're on the interstate.
Which is true. It's just, you know, to drop these two teams.
I don't think it's going to happen because the other sports. That was a good throw.
Pretty good throw there.
And we've heard the rumors that Washington wants to leave, and, you know, it's.
The Mid Illini?
Yeah.
For what conference?
Well, I don't know. I mean, that's just been talk. So I wouldn't put too much credence in that.
No, I wouldn't either.
Hey, Alex, you don't mind after the band thing, if I'm not back up here, just keep
42-0, 2:46 left. Yep. 2nd and 10. 5 receivers. They're empty set, no backs. Bad snap, and we're gonna get the ball, and we got the ball.
We got it back. Metamora ball.
There we go. Let's go.
And Gabe Minor. No, it's Michael Minor.
Michael.
It's one of the Minors.
Okay, in the 75-point game. 75-point game. How many of those were scored in first half?
61.
Wow. Is that the game Brad Herman took the punt, the kid?
He blocked and Lance Fondle returned.
Who's in at fullback? Is he the JV running back?
I can't tell. What number is it?
42. I think it is.
Aiden Rice. Nope.
No.
Aiden Rice gets the carry, and he takes the ball. That's a nice 6-7 yard pickup.
He is a senior.
Yes.
Senior running back. Awesome. Aiden Rice. Good run, kid. We have number
4. That's Cam Davis.
Cam Davis. He's a junior running back.
He's a good one.
Aiden Rice went to wing. TJ's also wing. And Aiden Rice is digging.
He's going to be about 2 yards short.
Legs moving, didn't he?
Yeah.
Kept those legs moving.
1:49 to go in the first half.
See if they give it to Aiden again. What do you think here?
I think so.
I'm thinking so.
Get the senior a touchdown.
This is great. This is great right here.
Yeah,
isn't it?
Yes, because, boy, he had a terrible injury his sophomore year. Boy, didn't know if he was going to make it back. He came back and.
Oh, boy. Did he get in?
Yes, he did. Touchdown. Aiden Rice with the touchdown.
That's great.
Boy, he's
Remember
excited.
That? This is like scored touchdown Friday night, Malone Field. Senior. 4-2. That a boy.
That was the Aiden Rice drive.
We got kick team here. You got a couple big boys in there. Jack Bradshaw and Nate Johnston, seniors. They're on the line right now for kick. That's a good boot, kid.
Yeah, he's done a nice job. Makes it 48.
0.
Oh, it should make it 49.
Or 49.
49, nothing Redbirds. With 1:20 to go here in this first half, it's been all Metamora. problem is, Corey, we're getting a lot of scores. We probably haven't had a ton of yardage because we've had some short fields.
We have had a lot of short fields. Here, let's work on kickoff again. Stay in the lane, see what we got. Bartman's down here. I see Davis out there trying to get numbers as they go. Yeah, 24. No, we don't want this. The kicker's going to have to make the tackle. That a boy.
He just stepped in there and got plowed.
Yeah, he just put his body between him and the end zone. That's all he can do.
Boy, some days you're the bug, and some days you're the windshield.
He had to be.
He picked up the charge, didn't he?
He did. He had his feet planted.
But he did the job.
Yeah.
He got the job done.
Stop the hoop, stop the basket.
In the first quarter, Washington up 14-0 on Limestone. No other score changes from Morton Canton, still 0-0, and 7-0 still Pekin over Dunlap.
That's a memory for him. Making memories, Kerker, making memories. You know, he's athletic.
He is.
Isn't he? What? That's 17. Yeah. Him and 24, that Carlton, running back, they're both seniors. TJ's out.
.102 to go, first half.
Caleb Yoder's in,
That's
a DB.
That was pretty well defended. I mean, he
Caleb,
slipped. But
Caleb Yoder's a senior, Scott. Yeah,
Yep.
he slipped.
Was that 24 on the run?
Yep. Brings up a third and about 7.
Aiden Rice, also a linebacker.
East Peoria will take a timeout. This is the best field position they've had.
It is.
And they get about 37 seconds, and they got to make sure they at least try to get in a score here. Boy, it was nice to see Max Tessier, 98-year-old World War II veteran, taught here at Metamora.
That's awesome.
Honorary captain.
You see a World War II vet.
Yeah. I had him for small engines.
Was that what he was teaching?
Yep, that's what he taught here.
Wonder if he was a mechanic in the Air Force.
I don't know. He was the superintendent at Pecatonica High School before he came to Metamora.
Got a score update. Start of the second quarter. Morton 7, Canton 6.
Ooh, interesting. Pretty nice hit, good catch. Number 4 for East Peoria, Joseph Clark. Sam Ole with a tackle.
He didn't go on his head, did he?
No.
He just.
I think he got the wind knocked out of it. Joseph Clark is a freshman.
What number is he?
4. Just caught the ball.
Wow. Carlson Irvin, number 50's out there. You know we've substituted already, right?
Yeah, he's a starting lineman, offensive lineman, though.
Can watch him. This is the final one, 16.4 seconds, first down.
It's just 16 seconds to go, Corey.
Playoff outlook, IHSA, like we talked about, Scott, I told you, is what do we got? 5th week after 5th game, they'll update that?
Yeah, it's usually after the 5th or 6th week, somewhere in there. Just got to keep winning.
Urbana's out for the season.
Yep,
they're not playing.
Right.
P&D, or who didn't have a game tonight?
P&D did not have a game.
He's looking for the throw there, the corner.
Incomplete pass with
Flag.
10 seconds. Is there a flag
I
down?
think it's on them.
Hold.
52.
That's a spot foul too, so.
Held 62. Let's get Jack Bradshaw again. 6 foot 270.
Unsportsmanlike. Ooh.
Yeah, we don't want.
Hold on.
It's two different unsportsmanlike. It's offsetting, one on Metamora and one on East Peoria.
Wow.
Because he just went.
Yeah.
I think he signaled to the wrong side. Yeah, that had to be against against East Peoria.
It was.
15 yards.
It's a spot foul, so it goes from the spot of the foul.
Say it's got to be against East Peoria because just the way they looked like they were explaining to Coach Grebner, he did not seem happy either.
The guy stopped his route.
4.7 seconds to go, and that ball falls. Boy, if that kid would have kept running, I think he might have had a chance to catch it. Brings up a 4th down. 3rd down? It's only 3rd down. Yeah, it is 3rd down.
Should be their last play. Third and 25. Back. There's the ball. Get him. No. Overthrow.
Overthrow.
There it is. That's good.
That'll be the end of the first quarter. The Redbirds will take a 49-0 lead into the halftime locker room, Corey. We'll be back in just a few minutes with the first half stats and the second half.
First half, Metamora halftime, first half stats. Rushing, Petrie, 4 attempts, 73 yards, 1 TD. Taylor, 5 attempts, 34 yards, 3 TDs. Willerton, 5 attempts, 29 yards, 1 TD. Rice, 3 attempts, 14 yards, 1 TD. Total, 17 attempts, 150 yards, 6 TDs. Receiving, Hartnett, 1 catch, 51 yards, 1 TD. Rising, 1 catch, 8 yards. Schwartz, 2 catches, 16 yards. Petrie, 2 catches, 28 yards. 1 catch, 2 yards. Shuda, 1 catch, 18 yards. Taylor, 1 catch, 13 yards. Total, 9 catches, 136 yards, 1 TD. Passing, Willerton, 9 completions, 11 attempts, 136 yards, 1 TD. Total offense, rushing, 17 attempts, 150 yards. Passing, 9 for 11, 136, for a total of 286 yards. East Peoria, rushing, 19 attempts, 41 yards. Passing, 1 for 6 for 8 yards. Total, 49 yards for East Peoria first half.
Welcome back to Malone Field. Metamora took that 49-0 lead into the halftime locker room, Corey. And boy, if you're head coach Jared Grebner, what do you talk about?
I talk about first team, great first half. Anybody going in, second, third team, see what you got, and play Metamora football, right? Don't get too loose.
Yeah, it's.
This is the time for some of these other kids to shine right here.
Colton, as the Metamora crowd kind of filled in fairly nicely as the first half kind of wore on, didn't they?
Yes, it did. Got a great student section, great crowd. Great night at Malone.
It did fill in very nicely. It's starting to thin out a little bit, reasonably so.
Yeah.
But, you know, I'm sure Coach Gredmer is able to probably, you know, you're up 49-0, but if you want to, you know, nitpick, there's 3 extra points, you know, 2-point conversions that we didn't convert on.
Correct.
So, you know, if they want to really, you know, get down to the nitty-gritty, I'm sure, you know, he can bring up something like that where you got to execute the small stuff.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Always room for improvement. We will receive.
No, we'll kick off. We started.
Oh, that's right. We'll kick off.
So we got about. I didn't realize they still had another 3 minutes to put on the clock before the kickoff. And this will be a pretty quick second half. The running clock.
Will they start it?
Yeah, they are tonight. They weren't going to, but they are. Colton, you have any other scores? How about a score on that Rochester Griffin game? Any luck with that one?
I don't have it on me, but I can try and pull it up.
That was probably one of the better downstate games being played tonight.
Rochester and Sacred Heart Griffin?
Yes.
Correct.
Rochester 28-21 at the half.
Ooh.
Close.
Is Derek Leonard's dad still coaching?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay. So, both family affair there tonight.
It's Leonard Bowl about 12, I think.
How old is Chuck now?
Boy, he's got to be in these mid to late 60s, I would think.
He's really built the program.
He certainly has.
Coach Ryan faced him a few times, didn't he, in his career?
Oh, yeah. They had some
They
battles.
beat him out here. They're running that power I with 3 backs, remember?
Yeah, they had that running back, Kenny Burns, that went to Indiana.
The Leonard Bowl.
I remember Jeff Herring saying that they went out for the coin flip, and the tight end, they had a kid named Kettlecamp. I can't remember his first name. Todd Kettlecamp, maybe? And he was about 6'7", about 270.
Ooh.
Huge kid. Then they had a nose guard back in '95 named Matt Mitrione, who's now in the UFC.
Wow.
As Metamora gets ready to kick off.
I assume our starters are out.
Probably. I doubt that any of the, you know, Garrett and TJ and some of those guys, I don't imagine will be in the mix the second half.
Oh. He's cutting back. Come on. Who's at the bottom there? Getting
It's U-File.
Is it? Okay.
Luke U-File with the tackle.
Okay.
I couldn't see who the ball.
42's back out there. That's
Hanson.
Rice.
Oh, that's Aiden
That's
Rice. Aiden Rice, yeah.
They did pull.
An update, Peoria High taking on Danville tonight. Peoria High trailing 20-28 in the second quarter.
Danville.
Yeah, they're pretty decent. That's a pretty decent team down there. Pretty good run by the East Peoria running back. Picks up about 5. Gets it out to about the 30-yard line. Brings up a 2nd and 5.
They're throwing. Overthrew him.
I believe that's there. I'll bring up a 3rd and 5.
Take a little bit off that, and he's wide open.
Yeah.
And that would make a throw. .37, Caleb Yoder, DB out there. Bartman's on the other side.
That'll be a 1st down for East Peoria.
49, Peyton Morrison. He's a junior. 46, Drew Hansen, junior.
Takes it out to about the 41-yard line. 1st and 10, East Peoria.
This kid can run. Good job.
Oh,
good job.
Pretty nice tackle there.
Multiple Redbirds around.
Takes it inside the 45 down to about the 44.
Who's that in the middle? There he is. 30. I'm trying to. Is that a number 30 out there?
I can't tell.
That is.
Yeah, it is 30.
That was him. Who is that? Reese McAllister, Junior. 4 receivers out here. He's gonna get him. Great job.
Oh yeah.
Oh. Gang pile.
Yep. That was. I can't see who the first guy to make contact.
684.
That's Cassip. Tyler Cassip.
Tyler Cassip.
Brings up a 3rd and about 15. Along with Drew Hansen.
Gonna be a pass here, attempt. No. Oh, wow. 46 and somebody else. 50. Who's that?
Drew Hansen kind of just flew in there and made a nice stop. Brings up a 4th and about 16.
2 and 24 back for the return. 2, Matthew Cochran.
Ben Eckstein.
What number is he?
24. It'd be Seth Franklin.
Okay.
Or Sean Franklin. Sean Franklin. Good Southmore. Real good Southmore. Get some hang time on that snap.
They're going to let it go. Get away from it.
Nice Metamora bounce.
Yes. Decent hang time.
Yep.
Not much.
You mean on the snap?
Kerker brings up a great point. I mean, you almost get as much hang time on the snap as
you do on the punt. Yeah, it's.
But you know what? East Peoria is still playing pretty hard out there. They're getting beat, but you know you haven't seen a lot of letdown. They're still out there playing pretty hard. So the Redbird offense comes onto the field. We'll see who's at quarterback. Is that Nick Rhodes?
Correct.
Nick Rhodes in at quarterback, new quarterback.
Oh, he just took it.
Loss of about a yard. 5:30 to go, third quarter.
It's great to see some other numbers out there.
Yeah.
See if they can get a first down here, Scott. Second and about 11. Back half a yard.
Yeah, it's going to bring up a third and about a long 10. So the Metamora offense. Nick Rhodes, a pretty talented little sophomore quarterback. He's thrown for a bunch of yards this year and looked really good Monday morning
against South Peru, the JV game. He's got him. Ooh.
Tended to number 27, Jackson Dorsey. Probably force our first punt of the night. Is that Drew Hansen back for the punt?
Who is... I'm trying to look at the numbers, Scott, but maybe you can...
I think that's... Ooh, that's a pretty good punt.
That's a boot.
That's pretty good coverage by Metamora, and East Peoria was lucky to get the ball back.
Yeah. Okay, got our defense out there. Jackson Dorsey is out there, senior. Matt Cochran out there, DB, number 2.
So East Peoria.
Max Largent is in.
Yeah, linebacker.
Yes. He's got him.
Number 4 for East Peoria, that's the freshman, Joseph Clark. Makes it 49-6.
Stops the running clock.
No, it doesn't.
No?
Well, it does on extra points, but it'll keep it'll even if they score 21 even if they score 21 points, it keeps them going. It never stops once you get to the 41 in the second half or 40.
Oh.
It never stops.
Okay.
Flag on the field.
Injury.
After this is replay the try.
Heavy set.
Oh, nice play by the.
Good job.
And the Redbirds stop the 2-point conversion, makes it 49-6.
Conversion attempt no good to the Raiders.
So the Metamora offense will get a chance to 2:25 to go here in this third quarter. Redbirds up 49-6.
I heard a story this last week when Jay Cutler was a senior in high school. Jay Cutler, his last 2 years, well, he first went to high school at Heritage Hills High School.
He was a good basketball player, too.
In Lincoln City, Indiana.
Yep.
His last 2 years of high school, he went 26-1 in football, a perfect 15-0 his senior year. And he told a story of how they were up 99-0 in a game his senior year, and he had been sitting since halftime, and it was late fourth quarter. The other team was driving, and they get to about the 4-yard line, and Jay Cutler said he was sitting there on the bench, and all of a sudden he just hears a faint yell of first team defense. And so sure enough, Jay Cutler played both ways in high school, puts his helmet back on, they go out, first team defense goes out there, and they stop the opposing team and win the game 99-0.
Wow.
Wow. Redbird, nice job by the Redbird return team just to get it and fall down. They'll take over on their own 45-yard line.
His basketball highlights are pretty good, too. He was a good high school basketball player, Jay Cutler.
Where did he go to college?
Starts with the V. You know, he got smoked in college because he didn't have any. Vanderbilt, he had nothing in front of him.
No.
He took a beating.
Aiden Rice kind of runs over a few people there. Pick him up about a yard.
Good run for 2. What's this?
Joe Barrow wins the 50-50.
Okay. Nice.
Congratulations to our 50-50 winner, 2013 Metamora graduate, Joe Barrow.
2nd and 9 for the Redbirds. Aiden Rice with a, well, he kind of lowered the boom there a little bit, didn't he?
Yes, he did. Good run. Get down to 10. Get lined up, boys. There goes Aiden. There's a, oh yeah.
Yeah, it's a hold against Metamora. Take this time to thank our sponsors. City Blue Technologies, Black and Black Brown Attorneys, Metamora Fields Golf Club, Mason Funeral Home, Zobrist Insurance and Benefits, Logoware, Goodfield State Bank, Snyder Village, Metamora IGA, Heartland Bank, Metamora McDonald's, Commerce Bank, Martin Signs, Kevin Cowlett, Edward Jones, Germantown Bar and Grill, Michael's Italian Feast, and Angie Powers at Keller Williams Premier Realty. And that'll be the end of the third quarter. Redbirds 49-6. They'll take that lead into the fourth quarter, and they'll have the ball to start it. Well, Corey, what do you take away from a game like this?
Well, first of all, playing a team like this, did you do your job? You still give 100% effort, which they did.
Yeah.
You get a win.
They
First of all,
their
you got to
muscles
win.
when
It's a conference win, period.
A win is a win, and no
then-
matter who you play, you still got to produce.
Yeah, you got to produce, and, you know, for these second and third team people, these boys out here, getting this opportunity to play is good, right? To get those reps.
Oh, sure.
Coaches will deal with improving things, you know.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to work on some stuff, I'm sure. But I take away home field, Malone, Friday night. Great weather, Scott.
Oh, yeah.
They're a regular season.
Oh, man, that's real nice. Beautiful night.
Even on the East Peoria side, at least they're playing.
Yeah, yeah. And you know what? They haven't.
They get 9 games.
They've played hard.
Oh, I've watched 2-4's a player. The quarterback's a player.
And they've got some kids.
5-4 out there's got good build on them.
Mm-hmm.
That DN. But you know what? They're representing East Peoria High School and they're playing, right?
Right.
They can be sitting home doing nothing, but they're strapping it on and playing. And good for those boys. He's got a first down. Good run.
Aiden Rice with a first down. That's a nice job by the Redbirds senior running back. First down, Redbirds.
First down, yep.
10:54 to go in the ball game. Redbirds up 49-6.
Scott, what do you take away?
Well, you know, a lot of what you said there, and you know, they were able to get a lot of kids into this game that, you know, down the road, that's going to pay dividends. And not just on special teams, but they got him some quality playing time here tonight. Aiden Rice has gotten to play linebacker. He's gotten to play running back. He's gotten to do a lot of things that you maybe didn't think about. You know, you don't normally get to have a chance.
Anthony Arias is in, number 9. Another senior. Sorry to interrupt. I just saw him.
Yeah, I thought they had given the ball to Rice, but Rhodes had kept it.
Sophomore, 82, Sam Bagolzin.
Boy, he's a tall drink of water.
Do they have that? Is he 6'4" or 5'4"?
Yeah, he's 6'4". He's a tall drink. He played last year.
He's taller than his brother.
Yeah. Brings up a second and about 14.
Oh, boy. He's got him, too. Look at him, lowering the shoulder.
Aiden Rice again.
Good little throw there by the QB to him.
Yep.
Not losing your head.
That's a nice.
Good job, Aiden Rice. 2 7s coming off, 2-7.
Brings up
Jackson Corsi. Jack, he's a senior. Get set here. 3rd down. Let's get ourselves a first.
3rd and about 3.
Ooh.
He'll maybe pick up about a yard. That'll bring up a 4th and about long 2.
First team, Scott. Let's go. First team.
Boy. Aiden Rice has done a heck of a job here this second half.
They're gonna get a first down here.
Yep. They bring him out. They bring in Cam Davis.
He is a junior,
and he's an explosive runner.
He's
too.
quick. Another player in the running back arsenal. Oh, he's throwing.
Oh, threw it over the top of. And East Peoria will take over on downs. 7:40 to go in the ball game.
Colton, do you have any updates on scores?
Just about to update us.
Great.
Still 7-0 Pekin over Dunlap at the half. Washington up 37-0 on Limestone. Morton up 13-6 on Canton. Let me look up the Rochester score real quick. Still no update from that one. 28-21 is the last update I see. Peoria High down 28-20 at the half still, I believe.
Okay. Scrambling.
Pretty good pursuit by the Redbird defense.
After this game. Yep.
Goes pretty quick with this running clock.
Yeah, so Gary, just something today's game highlights or something like that.
How soon are you going to start those?
Cameron.
Anytime we got free time right after the
Which
game.
one?
I'll be
Keith.
listening for
Cameron
your
Keith
reading
in it.
as well.
Yeah, he's a lineman. Senior.
Did he? No. Incomplete. Number 4 is, you said, is a freshman for them?
Yep.
He moves pretty good for a freshman.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Joseph Clark. Joseph Clark.
Never know. You gonna throw here, Scott? Yes,
Yep.
Yes, they are. Get to him. He's got green. He's got green. Okay.
Boy, I thought he was
Fourth
going to get
down.
more, but that's pretty good defense. That brings up a 4th and about 3.
Marshall Vasquez, number 80, is in the game. Where's he playing?
The defensive end, I believe.
Sophomore.
Tall kid.
Is he still in? Where is he? You in it?
Oh,
Oh, great job.
yeah, they got in there in a hurry. A bad snap, and so the Redbird defense holds again.
Yes.
And with under 5 minutes to go, the Redbird offense will take over.
Do we get any more kids back next week? I see some boys in shorts.
There's a few. There might be 1 or 2. We don't have that many that are out.
Jared's Michael. What? That's not on there.
3:52. Cut up. Is it
Noah Simmons with the reception.
Simmons.
But he actually
Junior.
lost a yard. See, the East Peoria players are still playing hard. They came up and they won that play.
They are playing. Good for them. Little hole there, Scott.
That's under
Right
display.
Yeah.
Aiden Rice.
6 yards?
Yeah. Oh, Noah Simmons.
No.
That was Aiden Rice.
That was Aiden Rice.
That was Aiden Rice.
12's out.
Yeah.
Correction, 89 is the ball carrier. I saw 12. I saw the 2 ladies. I've lost contained.
Yeah.
I have a running.
Now 32's in, right? Oh, he's got a first down, Scott.
Oh, nice run.
He ran hard at the JV game. Is that him?
Is that 42 again?
He's cramping. Or 40. No, that's 42. 42 again.
Yeah, that's
Aiden Rice. That a boy. What a night for Aiden Rice, Scott. What a night.
good to see. It's good
Yes.
to see. Poor kid had such a nasty injury when he
What
was a
happened?
sophomore. I believe he blew out his knee, if I remember right.
He's looking good now. Oh,
Daryl Galandri's birthday today.
we hear somebody there giving well happy birthday to Daryl.
There's a pass.
He's still up.
He never went down.
No, he didn't.
Who is that?
80. I don't know. Who was it? 83, Nick Vespa. Oh,
Nick
that's
Vespa,
Nick Vespa. Okay. Is he a sophomore?
Yeah, he's a junior.
Junior, okay.
That was a nice pop, and he stayed on his feet and picked
Yes,
up a couple more yards, brings up a second in about 3. Coming down to about 1:20 to go in the ball game. This will push Redbirds' record to 3-0. They're 1-0 in the Middle Illini. I'm sure Jared Grebner will be awfully happy. Got a lot of kids
TJ's in there. What's going on here?
I think they just called for a tight end, and he ran in. Yep. Metamora just take a knee.
Yeah. Delay of game.
Yeah, they're just going to run it off.
Yeah.
All right, Scott, it was a great night, buddy. Metamora victory.
Yeah, great night.
49-6.
Take one more snap that, depending on when the referee sets the ball. Yep, that should be the last play of the game. The Redbirds go to 3-0. They're 1-0 in the Middle Illini. Corey, a nice night. I'm sure
it is.
Coach Grebner is going to be awfully happy with the outcome, and they're going to be awfully happy with how many kids he was able to get in and the quality of play that those kids played at tonight.
All right. Good call, Scott. Good call.
And I think East Peoria coaches should be pretty happy, too, because their kids played hard. They're just a little undermanned.
Absolutely. You got to give them credit to the Raiders.
We'll be back in just a few minutes with the end of the game stats and a chat with head coach Jared Grebner.
At MTCO digiMAX, we work hard to give our community the best value in internet, TV, and voice. But the big network conglomerates we have to pay for TV content don't share our community values. Every year, they demand higher and higher fees and force us to pay for channels few people watch. We hope you'll understand we're doing our best to keep our costs down and your rates low. Visit tvonmyside.com to learn more about these unfair charges.
We'll go ahead and give you the end of the game stats for both East Peoria and Metamora. First for East Peoria, 28 rushes for 66 yards. They were 2 for 9 passing for 78 for a total of 144. For Metamora, we'll just go ahead and give you the overall, the final stats. Rushing, they had, 28 rushes for 182 yards and 6 touchdowns. Passing, they were 11 for 15 for 155 yards and 1 touchdown for a total of 337 yards of total offense for Metamora. Metamora wins the game 49-6. We're joined now by Metamora head coach Jared Grebner. Coach, boy, what a business-like approach and win for Metamora.
That's what we were preaching to the kids, all week long. Pre-game, halftime was just keep going to play Metamora football. Really, we're kind of almost playing against ourselves, trying to erase some of the mistakes that we've had previously, and not tripping over our own feet.
Right. I thought you guys did a nice job. You came out, you kind of got on them early. You went up 22-0 at the end of the first quarter, but I thought that first play, man, they were expecting the run because that's what we do every week, every year. And you came out and hit him with that pass down the sideline. And your nephew, Brandon was wide open. Caden, my gosh, dang, that's terrible. Caden was wide open down the sidelines.
Yeah, and that was just actually, an audible or a check with me that Connor can put the wide receivers on. In fact, we were supposed to motion on that play, and I think we just got a little excited because of the coverage that we saw. Didn't even end up motioning, and he just put him on the fade, and luckily it worked out.
And then after that, your offensive line, I thought, just did an outstanding job of just moving people, and your kids are going through holes. Garrett Taylor and Ethan Petrie just went through some gaping holes. And then when Connor had to run, he picked up some big yards.
And, credit to the offensive line and to the job that Coach Otto does. He has those guys up front ready to play. And the running backs ran hard. They were patient for the most part, and they were working downhill tonight.
Yeah, I thought they did an outstanding job. Your defense, though, I thought did a really, really good job too. They made stops. They forced East Peoria to do some things that they really didn't want to do. And all you can do is play the opponent that you have that's on the schedule.
Mm-hmm. And those kids from East Peoria, they played their hearts out tonight. Yeah. We knew they weren't going to quit, and they didn't all game long. And so we had to keep our foot on the pedal no matter who was in there. There's a lot of guys that were able to get into the game, and that was good to see tonight. And we just kept playing, and we made every single second count out there tonight.
I thought a lot of those guys that got in late and everything, I thought they did a nice job. But the guy that just really stuck out to me was Aiden Rice. Didn't he have a really bad injury his sophomore year, and he came back and he got a touchdown tonight, and I was really happy for him.
All the guys were happy for Aiden. He's put in a lot of time in the weight room, rehabbing his leg from his sophomore year, and to get his chance to get in the end zone there in the first half, to play well at linebacker and to get some good tackles. It was great to see.
It was a nice thing for him, and being a senior, and you were able to get a lot of those guys in tonight, and a big win for the program. You go to 3-0 in the season. You're 1-0 in the Middle Illini Conference, and you got Limestone next week, and then this conference starts to kind of heat up for you a little bit.
And we're just going to keep taking it one game at a time. We're going to enjoy this tonight. Go back, look at the film, and then it's going to be on to next week and on to Limestone for Friday.
Well, Coach, congratulations. You get to enjoy this for about 24 hours?
Yeah, that's how it normally goes.
And then you have to get ready for Limestone. But congratulations, and we'll see you next Friday night in Bartonville.
All right, thanks for everything you guys do.
That'll do it from Malone Field. Redbirds win 49-6.